Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. This story is getting more interesting by the minute, and it's all about a name that's been making waves across the NFL lately, Kendrick Bourne. Yes, that Kendrick Bourne, the wide receiver who's been bouncing around the league. And now, it looks like we're on the verge of seeing him make some significant moves, possibly with the Washington Commanders or even the San Francisco 49ers again. And believe me, this isn't just some random rumor. It's backed by solid reports from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, who's been on top of the story, confirming that Bourne is set to visit both teams, the Commanders and the 49ers. That's right, two potential landing spots for a guy who's had an interesting NFL journey so far. Kendrick Bourne, if you remember, was one of those guys who went undrafted back in 2017, but managed to carve out a pretty solid role in the league, especially with the 49ers. He signed with San Francisco as an undrafted free agent, and from that moment, he showed resilience, fighting his way onto the roster and then gradually earning more responsibilities. His first few seasons weren't exactly eye-popping, averaging just around 25 yards per game in his initial years, but he always showed flashes of potential. It was in 2019 that things really started to click for him. That season, Bourne caught 49 passes for 667 yards, which was a career high at that point. It was a contract year, and he was proving that he could be a reliable target. That year, he boosted his stock significantly and became an integral part of Kyle Shanahan's offense. But as we all know, NFL teams are always looking to upgrade and adapt. The 49ers, with their rising offensive talents, decided to let Bourne walk after that season, opting instead to invest in younger players and draft picks. They believed in the future, especially with the emergence of Brandon Ayuk, who was coming into his own. Still, it's worth noting that Bourne's departure left a gap in the depth chart, especially because of the uncertainty around other key players. For instance, John Jennings was expected to be a part of the mix, but his role wasn't fully guaranteed, and Jacob Cowing was dealing with an injury, putting him on IR for a while. Meanwhile, Deebo Samuel, the star wide receiver, was a foundational piece, but the 49ers are always looking for reliable options to complement him. So now with Bourne potentially returning to San Francisco, it makes a lot of sense. The team is in a bit of a transitional phase. Brandon Ayuk is on the PUP list, which means he's not available to start the season, and Jacob Cowing is on IR, so those spots are open for Bourne to fill. Plus, John Jennings' status is uncertain for Week 1. The 49ers believe in Ricky Pearsall, their first-round pick for 2024, hoping he'll make a leap in his second year, but they're also aware that veteran depth is essential, especially with the season approaching. And that's where Bourne's familiarity with Kyle Shanahan's system could give him an edge. Even though the offense has evolved since his first stint, Bourne's knowledge of the playbook and his experience in that system could allow him to adapt quickly and contribute early in the season. But let's not forget about the Washington Commanders in all of this. The potential move to the Commanders might seem less obvious at first glance, especially when you consider their current wide receiver depth chart. Yet, there are some compelling reasons why this could be a good fit. For starters, they've recently gotten Terry McLaurin back on the practice field after his extension, which is a huge boost for their passing game. McLaurin is one of the most explosive receivers in the league, and having him healthy is vital for the Commanders' offensive success. Alongside him, Noah Brown has joined the team after dealing with an undisclosed injury, adding some much-needed depth and experience. Now, in that context, Bourne could be a valuable addition. He would bring a different dimension to the receiving core, especially considering his experience and familiarity with a versatile, high-powered offense like Shanahan's. Although the Commanders have Deebo Samuel, a player with a unique skill set, and young talents like Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane, Bourne could step in and provide not just depth, but potentially serve as a reliable target for quarterback Sam Howell. Especially if we consider that Jahan Dotson, another key receiver, is expected to take another step forward. Having someone like Bourne could help spread out the defense and create more options for Howell. Now, it's important to mention that both teams, the Commanders and the 49ers, seem to be on the verge of a quick deal. Rappaport's reports suggest that Bourne has agreed to a potential contract framework with both teams, which means negotiations are already underway and could be finalized soon. This kind of flexibility is crucial in the NFL offseason, especially with training camp just around the corner. When you look at the potential fit for Bourne in San Francisco, the opportunity to step into a proven system, especially with some openings in the WR room, makes a lot of sense. The 49ers have shown they're not afraid to bring back familiar faces when the timing is right, and Bourne's experience in their system, combined with his familiarity with Kyle Shanahan's play calling, could make him an immediate contributor. On the other hand, the Washington Commanders are building something solid. With McLaurin healthy and Brown providing veteran experience, adding Bourne could elevate their passing game even further. His ability to run precise routes and make contested catches could be exactly what they need to complement their existing receiver options. Plus, considering the way they've been focusing on building a balanced offense, integrating the run game with a dynamic passing attack, Bourne's versatility fits right into that mold. Looking ahead, both teams have different paths and different needs, but the fact that Bourne is considering both options shows how much value he still brings to the table. His career trajectory is interesting because he's a player who's shown flashes of brilliance and consistency, but also faced some setbacks with injuries and team changes. Yet, his resilience and ability to adapt are what make him a valuable commodity right now. For the 49ers, reuniting with Bourne could fill a gap in the receiver room, especially early in the season when injuries and uncertainty often create opportunities for veterans to step up. For the Commanders, signing Bourne could be a strategic move to bolster their passing attack and give quarterback Sam Howell a reliable target to work with. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. In the NFC East, where every game matters and division rivals are always trying to outdo each other, a move like this could have ripple effects. If Bourne lands with the 49ers and contributes early, it could help them maintain their status as a top contender. But if he joins the Commanders, it could shift the balance of power in the division, especially if he adapts quickly and becomes a key piece in their offense. It's these kinds of moves that make the NFL offseason so exciting for us fans. The anticipation, the strategic gambles, and the potential for new star players to emerge, this is what keeps us hooked. Now, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, the story of Kendrick Bourne's next chapter is going to be one to watch. Will he return to San Francisco and help them contend again? Or will he find a fresh start in Washington, becoming a vital part of their offense? Either way, his journey reminds us of how unpredictable and thrilling this league can be. Every player, every team, is just one move away from changing their destiny, and this potential signing could be one of those pivotal moments. The offseason is always full of surprises, and this one is shaping up to be a game changer for both the 49ers and the Commanders. So, stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights as this story develops. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Bourne would be the perfect fit for your team? Or do you believe the 49ers are better positioned to re-sign him and make a run in 2024? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. We love hearing your insights and predictions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates on the Commanders, the NFL, and all things football. So make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a team that's always evolving, always fighting, and always aiming for greatness. Thanks for being with us, and until next time, keep the passion alive and let's keep supporting our team through every twist and turn of this exciting NFL season.